Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name's Andrea and I am currently trying to lose weight. I'm doing a combination of both Slimming World and calorie counting, and at the moment I'm just vlogging all my weighing updates for the most part. I am hoping that in the future, when life calms down a little bit, that I'll be able to start putting different content out there, such as what I eat in a days, weeks, shopping hauls, all that sort of stuff. But life's just a little bit busy at the moment that I'm not able to commit to anything like that yet. So I am trying to be accountable. And so this is why I am making sure that every single week I at least do my weighing update, so that I have got, like I say, that accountability. And like I've already said, I'm doing a combination of both, just because for me personally, I find the support of a weight loss group extremely helpful. However, I know I am doing calorie counting, but that is just because past me has shown that when it comes to free food, I just can't control the amount that I eat, basically. I have a really large appetite, and I do need to be able to, I need to be able to rein it in so that I can guarantee that what I'm doing is right for me, and I know I'm not overeating. Because if you tell me I can eat an unlimited amount of pasta, rice, potatoes, I will literally run with that, and I will eat an unlimited amount day in, day out. So in the past, I've lost weight successfully with just Slimming World alone. I've always got to a certain stone bracket, and then I've not been able to shift past that. And again, now doing calorie counting and having so much more knowledge about calories and macros and everything like that, since being educated on that side of things, obviously it's been a lot of self-education. I can see where the plan has fallen short for me in the past, and that I have just simply overeaten. Just simple as that. And that I've just been taking in a lot more than what I've been burning off. So this is why I'm doing both of them. It works for me. I know it's not for everyone, and a lot of people don't like looking at loads of numbers when it comes to calories and stuff. But now I've been doing it for quite a while now, and it has become second nature. I look at calories on absolutely everything, and it's second nature. So I'm sticking with the Slimming World principles, that I'm eating lots of fresh fruit, vegetables. I'm trying to keep it like an 80-20 diet, so 80 fresh fruit, veg, like whole foods, high in protein. I'm not looking at low carb. I'm definitely not looking at low carb. But I am trying to keep my protein nice and high as well, and filling up on those foods that'll keep me satiated. And obviously your body just naturally uses more calories to burn off higher protein meals than it does for carbs, and then fat is the least amount of calories that you use to burn off, but obviously higher in calories. So that's why I'm trying to do it like this. So as well as Slimming World, I'm also using Team RH. They've set all my macros, my calories, my step goals, everything. Everything's been done and dusted for me. So I literally just have to follow the plans. That's all I have to do. Keeping it really, really simple. Someone is telling me what to do, and that's all that I'm doing. And so far, it is working. And I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm really loving still going to group and seeing all my friends and everybody like that. And then, like I say, stepping on the same scales every single week. I don't do the daily weigh-ins, which again, I know Team RH recommend, but for me personally, it's not something that I want to do, because my tiny little brain can't deal with that weight fluctuation of daily. I do like to see a weekly number, regardless of what it is, and that's just better for me. But I do really love that support with a weight loss group, and that's what I'm treating it as. I'm treating it as a weight loss group, and then using it for that support. Just to all be in the same boat, if that makes sense. We're all there for the same goal, to lose weight, and new recipes, because again, I know that the Slimming World recipes, but you can still, obviously you can do them on calorie counting, no problem whatsoever, because everything has calories in. So yeah, I just really find it so helpful and so motivating. But I'm not counting healthy extras, I'm not counting sins. I am still filling my plates with a lot of speed food, trying to eat like that, bulking up on that side of things, because I am trying to go for more volume meals rather than calorie meals, because me personally, I would rather have a really big bowl of something that's quite low in calories and eat quite a high volume of food, rather than have something quite small but be very, very highly caloried. So like, I don't know, I'd rather go for, I don't know, a homemade meal that you cook that's quite low in calories but quite large, versus a slice of cake that's quite small but really high in calories. Does that make any sense? I know I probably explained it the same thing in two different ways, but yeah, that's the way that I'm going with it. And I'm really trying to adapt it around family life and working life. I'm not, as much as I am dieting, I do that a lot, sorry. As much as I am dieting, I'm trying not to see it as a diet. I'm trying to see it as a health kick and something that I need to do in order just to lose the weight and get myself healthier, fitter, just more focused. And I really do think I have got the right mindset this time around. And again, if you've been following me for a while, you've probably heard the same spiel coming out. But I do genuinely feel like something has just clicked in my head. And I've felt like this for, you know, a few months now, where something has just clicked in my head. I think it was like before Christmas, because I didn't give up over Christmas either. You know, Christmas came around and I still didn't let that become an excuse for me to relax and take my foot off the pedal. I still have a goal. I have a, you know, not necessarily a certain weight. I do have a target weight that I want to get to, but it's more of how I feel and how I look and what looks good. And obviously, until I get to those numbers, I'm not going to know exactly. And my target weight, I'm just having a look in my book. I'm sure I set it at 11 stone. But let me just have a little quick look. Yeah, 11 stone. But I might get to 11 stone and I might still think, oh, do you know what? I've got another half a stone to go. I still don't feel comfortable yet. I don't look the way that I want to. I might get to 11 stone and I might think, whoa, Andrea, you've actually lost too much. You're looking a little bit unhealthy now. And so I might actually go back on myself and put a little bit of weight on. It's really because apart from being in my teens and like my very early, you know, like my early 20s, I've not been that weight for such a long time that I don't know what I'm going to look like now being much older when I get to that weight, if that makes any sense. When I was younger, I looked fab. Being that and less, I looked great. But I'm older now, and I do understand that sometimes being super slim when you are older doesn't always look the best. So I don't want to reverse things like, "Way, Andrea, you've put loads of weight on." You know, to be getting those kind of comments versus, whoa, Andrea, you've like lost too much weight. Now you look wrong for a different reason. So I'm just going to try and find that happy medium and that balance. But ultimately, regardless of the comments for either side, it's what I'm going to be happy with personally, because I'm a big girl. I've got a very large mouth, and if I'm not happy with what someone's saying to me, I will definitely let them know that their comments can be kept to themselves, that they are not for my ears. And if that's what you're thinking, then keep this stum if you're around me. Anybody that knows me personally knows that I will put someone in the place if they're being mean. So yeah, ultimately it is about how I feel. So yeah, going back to how this week has been, I've had a really good week. I've enjoyed everything that I've eaten. We've eaten quite a lot of different varieties, you know, like we've had, because as much as I am trying to lose weight, I'm not restricting myself at all. We're still having really good meals. You know, I can fit a lot of things into my calories, which is what I really do love about calorie counting. You know, we've had kebabs, obviously homemade, not takeaway, but we've had kebabs and we've had pizza, and again, homemade, not takeaway. But, you know, I can fit those kind of things into my lifestyle now, whereas when I just did Slimming World, there was a lot of stuff that I couldn't eat because it was just too highly sinned. It was just far too highly sinned. Whereas with calorie counting, I can do it no problem, and I don't have to As long as I'm in my calories on a daily basis, I don't have to think really about what I'm eating. I just need to make sure that I am hitting those protein goals and stuff like that. Like I say, to keep me satiated, to not make me want to snack and eat everything out of the cupboards. So yeah, this last week, I've had a really good week. It's been half term for us, so the kids have been off, but that's not bothered me at all. We've had Valentine's. That didn't interfere with me either. And we've had Pancake Day. And again, that didn't interfere at all. I think mainly because of Valentine's and Pancake Day, the reasons why they didn't get in the way is because I was working, and I work 12.5-hour shifts. So, you know, I've gone to work early in the morning and I've come back late at night, and the day's pretty much been over with. So it's not, maybe if I was at home those times, then it might have interfered, but I still don't think it would have done, because I never planned the rest of the family. Yeah, chocolates at Valentine's, that was absolutely fine. I didn't feel like I was missing out because I'm not a massive chocolate eater. If it was like National Cheese Pie Day, then definitely would have felt like I was missing out, because pastries and savoury stuff are definitely my weakness. Sweets, not at all. So I didn't feel like I was missing out at all. Like I say, that goal to get to Target is a lot stronger than a box of chocolates for how I'm feeling right now. So much more stronger, because I know that feeling I'm going to get when I get to Target is just going to be out of this world. I cannot wait for that feeling of Target. I can't even wait for that feeling of when I'm like a stone away. Because again, apart from when I was slim back in a million years ago, like when the dinosaurs were roaming the planet, apart from being slim, I've never known that feeling of being slim either, because I was slim and I just took it for granted, and it's the way my body was, and I've never had that feeling of being slim. I hope that makes sense, because that's just how I was. I was very active. I was young. I didn't have kids. I didn't have a partner. I wasn't in that, you know, very comfortable lifestyle. So yeah, I've never felt slim. I've just been slim. And then it wasn't until after I met Kev, my husband. And again, when I met him, I was slim. And then we've obviously settled down, like, you know, 4 or 5 years into our relationship. Then we decided to start a family. And then it wasn't until I had Kieran, my oldest child, that then I had issues with my weight. I don't know if it was motherhood. I mean, pregnancy definitely didn't help. I put on 5 stone with Kieran, because I really did take to town that whole you're eating for 2. I wasn't just eating for 2, I was eating for about 16 people. I really went with it. And obviously I wasn't active any longer. I used to do quite a physical job. I was an outdoor pursuits instructor previously, before having children. So I was on the go 6 days a week, constantly on the go, climbing, canoeing, sailing, walking, camping, everything, you name it, I was doing it. Obviously all that lot stopped once I settled down and had a family, and it's never picked back up again, because again, family life takes over, you get into your routines. I've changed jobs completely. I retrained. I've become a midwife now, and even though I am a midwife and I work on the wards and stuff, my job is quite sedentary. I am sat around a hell of a lot. A lot of my job now is behind a computer, because we've gone paperless. So I do sit down a lot. Probably about 80% of my day, I'm sat down behind a computer, which is sad. It really, really is sad. But that is just the nature of the beast now. That's the way that the world has gone, that we're paperless. And so a lot of the stuff is behind a screen. So yeah, I've never had that feeling of being slim. So to think of one day that I'm going to get to this Target and I'm going to be slim, I just can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it. And just even thinking of it now gets me so excited that it spurs me on, so that when I get those chocolates and stuff like that, or I can portion control them, or if I'm at work and there's cake and chocolates and everything like that, I can say no, because that feeling of getting to Target is just so overwhelming. That potential is just so overwhelming that no matter what is placed in front of me, can't taste as good as how I'm going to feel when I get there. So again, that was a very roundabout way, but I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. And yeah, I am gonna just absolutely run with it when I do get slim. Don't get me wrong, I don't let my weight hold me back now. I really don't. Not in anything that I do. If I can do it, being bigger, I will still do it. However, I do let it hold me back in what I wear. I let it hold me back in how I feel myself personally. And I do think that being slimmer, I will just naturally, I mean, I'm quite a confident person anyway, but I do think that losing weight and getting to my target will just bring about even more confidence, and I'll, you know, be more experimental with what I wear. I'm very conscious of my age, so I'm not going to be mutton dressed as lamb. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to go down that route and short skirts and boob tube. No, none of that. But instead of wearing a lot of dark colours, I'll be more, you know, I'll be brighter, and yeah, I just basically won't give a shit. That's the long and short of it. Whereas at the moment I do, and I'll probably just be a little bit more daring. Again, not racy daring, just a little bit more daring. And yeah, I don't know. I just think it's just going to have a knock-on effect in all different avenues of my life, of how I feel, of how much I can move, of the different things I can do, with what I can wear, where I go. Yeah, it's just going to have such a positive impact on my life. And it already is doing, because I'm having a lot of non-scale victories. I've worked 4 days this week at work, picking up extra shifts and stuff like that, and I wore my dress this week. So a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, I had a non-scale victory where I could finally fasten my work pants up, so that was like happy days. Whereas this time I put my dress on, and my dress, honestly, it felt like a straight jacket, because it zips all the way from your crotch basically all the way up to here. My dress zips up, and it's like, it's knee length, but because I was so big, it got to a point where it wasn't knee length anymore, because my bum was so big, it'd lift my dress up at the back. So I didn't even need to bend down, and my dress was already up at the back, and I kind of like looked lopsided like this, so it was lower at the front and higher at the back. Whereas now it's normal. I mean, don't get me wrong, my bum is still quite, there's enough still to lose off my bottom, but it's not anywhere near as bad as it was. And like I say, that zip, it always felt like a straight jacket. It was really tight on the arms. My sleeves were none of that anymore. It's loose on my arms, and again, still got plenty to go, but it's loose on my arms, and I've actually got room in my dress. Like, I zip it up and I've actually got room. I can like pull it away from me, whereas before it felt like a second skin. It was stuck to me that hard. So yeah, all these little things are just getting me more and more excited and just keeping me motivated. And I hope, if you are struggling right now with your own weight loss journey, I hope my excitement and my motivation can just rub off a little bit, because I do follow a lot of people on YouTube, and I love it when people are, you know, succeeding in the weight loss journey, because their enthusiasm rubs off onto me. And so I'm hoping my enthusiasm can rub off onto you guys as well, if there is anyone out there struggling at the moment. And just try and, like, you know, obviously I'm not telling you what to do by any means, but I'm just trying to share what's helped me, and hopefully it might help you. That, you know, maybe just try and think of, like, you know, positively about like how you'll feel when you're getting so close to target and when you hit target, and how it's going to make you feel just so much more better and free, and all the health benefits that are going to go with it, and your confidence and everything. And so every time you feel like you're wavering a little bit, just try and pull those thoughts to the front of your head and think like, well, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Is this going to make me feel good, or is it going to make me feel bad? Is there an alternative that I can have? Because a lot of the stuff, if you're going out for a drink, maybe you have diet cocktail mixers in it so that it's sugar free and it's lower in calories. Stick to spirits. Don't go for the beer that's obviously a lot higher. Maybe have one alcoholic drink and then a soft drink and an alcoholic. You know, there's little things like that. If you really want a takeaway afterwards, instead of getting a really big greasy kebab or a pizza, maybe go for like a chicken kebab on, instead of a naan bread, go for a pita bread with loads of salad in it. And so again, don't let stuff stop you from living your life. Definitely not. But we don't do those kind of things day in, day out. So if you do have a blowout, know that it's not going to ruin all of your hard progress. It really, really isn't. Any weight you might see on the scales the day after, a couple of days after, will more than likely be water weight that you've put on. So don't let that dishearten you and think, oh, right, that's it, sod it. I've blown it all out of the water. I'm just going to put my face in a cake. Don't do any of that. Just go back to normal eating. Don't restrict yourself, whatever you do. Just go back to your normal eating, whatever plan it is that you're following. If you are trying to lose weight, just go straight back to normal eating. Just realise that it's happened, accept it, move past it. That's it. That's what you've got to do. Because if you restrict yourself then and you start torturing yourself and punishing yourself, because let's face it, that's what we do, then you're only going to end up relapsing. You're just going to end up, you know, being really miserable, and you'll relapse, and then you'll end up finding that you'll have another blowout a lot quicker than you ever would if you'd have just gone back to normal eating. And a couple of days later, you'll probably find that whatever that initial weight was that was on the scales that you've just totally lost your mind about has disappeared again, because it usually is water weight. Because in order to gain just 1 pound of fat, you've got to eat 3,500 calories over your maintenance calories. So not your deficit, over your maintenance calories. So if you keep that in mind, then, you know, it's not what you're seeing on the scales. It's lying to you, basically. You're heavier usually because, you know, takeaways and rubbish food usually have a lot more salt in, so you'll have gained water weight from that because your body holds on to so much more water from a higher saltier diet. Or you've increased your carbs, and again, not increased like carbs are bad. Carbs are definitely not bad, not even a little bit. But say you eat a certain amount on average a day, if you have a takeaway, they're usually a lot higher in carbs. And again, carbs make your body hold on to water, which again is nice and normal. And if you do that on a daily basis and you eat a certain amount, whatever that might be, you have like just a normal diet, then your body just fluctuates normally. But if you know, like you don't normally have like a massive pizza with chips and all this sort of stuff and loads of alcohol, that's not normal on a daily basis. So if you do that, then you'll find the next day, 2 days later, you'll have put quite a bit of weight on. But again, it'll be water because of the increase in carbs that's out of your normal eating routine. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is, if you are struggling, just please don't, just think of the end goal. Just think of the end goal and let that push you through those hard times, and just don't punish yourself. If you have a blowout, just don't punish yourself. Just get straight back onto it, whatever it is that you're doing. If it's a blowout for one meal or one day or 1 week, whatever it is, just don't punish yourself and get straight back onto it. And I promise you, you will feel happier and you will definitely have more success. So going back to this week, I've had a really good week. Like I said, I've not let anything interfere. I have worked a lot, but I've meal planned. I've took my meals with me. I've made sure that I've tracked absolutely everything, including my brews, any sugar that I might have had in brews, everything. I've literally tracked everything. Before it's gone in here, I've put it on my NutriCheck, because that's what I'm using to track all my calories. But I've gone to group this morning. It is Monday the 19th of February. I have gone to group this morning. My starting weight when I joined back at Slimming World was 16 stone and 13 pounds, literally 1 pound shy of 17 stone. I'm only 5'5", so yes, I'm not the shortest, but I'm definitely not the tallest person. And today I did have a loss. I was very, very happy that I've had a loss, because last week, if you caught last week's weighing update, you'll know that I only lost half a pound, which I'll be brutally honest, I was gutted about. I wasn't happy that I only lost half a pound, but I literally came on that morning of stepping on the scales. So I suppose to have even lost when it was Star Week is something good. It's definitely a miracle for me, because in the past that wouldn't have happened and it would have definitely been a gain. But I still stuck to my guns and ploughed on. I've not let anything interfere with this week. I've eaten loads of really good, nutritious food. I've eaten plenty. I've never felt deprived whatsoever. And I've stepped on the scales this morning, and I'm very happy to say that I have lost £2 this week. So I'm over the moon. I am absolutely over the moon. As long as I can consistently, need to put my teeth back in. As long as I can consistently lose at least £1 a week, then I'm very, very happy. And that's what I'm aiming with. I know reality-wise that's not going to happen, because some weeks, you know, Mother Nature will come around. Some weeks, as much as I've said all that about how excited I am about Target, and that's what's keeping me motivated, I do know that there's going to be instances where celebrations are going to come into play and I'm not going to be able to stay within my calories. I'm going to have maintains, I'm going to have gains. It's a journey, it's not a race, it's definitely a marathon, and that's the way that I'm looking at it this time. But on average, I'm trying to lose at least £1 a week, and then hopefully by the time that the year is coming out, you know, when we're getting to Christmas, if I can do that, then hopefully I'm either at Target or very, very close to it, and you know, I can see the finishing line basically. And then I know I've got a whole new journey to start with maintenance then. So that's going to be a whole new experience, because I've never had to do that either. So again, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for a whole new learning of how to maintain the body that I have worked bloody hard to get to. So yeah, £2 off this week, which means that I did, if you're doing the maths, if you remember what I was needing to lose, it means I got this bad boy. So yeah, I got my 1.5 stone award this week, which again, I'm really, really happy about. It does mean that I've lost in total now 1 stone, 7.5 pounds, which brings me down to 15 stone, 5.5 pounds. So yeah, very, 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 very happy. Very happy. Would I have liked more off the scales? Of course. But am I extremely happy with a £2 loss? I am more than extremely happy. I am over the bloody moon. I really am. If it had been £1, I would have been over the moon. But the fact that it's 2, I'm even happier. So yeah, onwards and upwards for sure. When the consultant asked what we want to lose for next week, I've said as long as it's £1, then that's what I'm going with. Some people in group are like £4, £5, you know, existing members, which is fine. That's their journey, and if that is what they're aiming towards, then honestly, I wish them all the luck in the world. I really do hope that they smash the goals. But I am really, and I'm not saying that their goals aren't realistic, I'm really not, because they know their body the best. I don't know their body. But for me, I'm keeping things realistic for me, and I know what my body's like, and it's a pain in the ass half of the time. I'm keeping things realistic for me, and I've said as long as £1, then I'm happy. And I am. I genuinely am. So anyway, that is my roundup for this week. I know I've talked a lot, but I do find that getting it all out there, it just really, really helps. Even doing this, it helps motivate me, keeps me going. And I really do hope that some of the waffle that I've just gone on about can help you as well. And I hope it makes sense. Like I say, I'm not telling anyone what to do with their own weight loss journey, life, diet plan, whatever. I'm really not. I'm just hoping that something that I found that's helped me can help someone else. And if it can, then happy days. Because sharing is definitely caring. I know that's a cliche and a quite rubbish one. But yeah, you need everything. When you're on such a journey, and weight loss is such a journey, when you're doing this kind of thing, and it's, you know, it's for life. Realistically, it is for life, because I'm not going to get to Target and then just think, hey, I'm at Target now, happy days, don't need to concentrate on my weight anymore because I've done it. I will be right back at square one within a year, guaranteed. If I do that, if I take my eye off the prize, I will be back at group within a year, definitely, with weight to lose again. And I am not doing this journey again. I am too old for this shit, as that famous saying goes. I am far too old for it, and I want to live life and enjoy it, and I will maintain it, because, you know, life is all about maintenance. You know, you maintain your mental health, your physical health, your weight, your kids, your husband, your house, your social life, everything. So I'm not, you know, this is another thing that I'm just going to be, that whole self-care thing. And, you know, I am part of my own self-care and my own maintenance. And I'm going to take those reins back. And this is what I'm doing. Taking them back. I'm in control. Not the food, not the scales. I'm in control, and I am going to live my life and lead it, basically. So, like I said, I hope that can help someone else out there. Just, you know, if you ever need a pep talk, just send me a message and I will throw as many cliches at you that it takes to keep you on the straight and narrow, if that's what you want me to do. Because there's going to be times that I'm going to need it. And so I'm hoping people can throw them back at me as well. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. And if I don't see you before, I will see you next Monday for my next weigh-in. And fingers crossed, it's at least £1. And I hope you're having an amazing start to your week. If your school holidays are just starting, so your half term are just starting, I know ours have just gone back, but I know some people's are just starting, then I send you strength and lots of it and support. Get through the week alive, definitely, because let's face it, being at home with the kids all week can be, it can push you to your brink. It definitely can. But yeah, I hope you're having a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you next time. So take care of yourselves. Bye.